everyone, welcome to Awesome Wave and our YouTube channel. It's great to have you here, so thanks for watching. I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Raj.
And today we're going to start off with the travel tag. Now there's a few of them on YouTube, so I've kind of taken some of my favourite questions and created our very own travel tag just for you. So let's get started straight away. You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Australia.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Well, for travelling.
No. Your first ever country you've ever been to.
Alright. America.
Okay. The first place I went to was Tenerife when I was 5 years old. Why is that funny?
It's like,
very typically British.
yeah. I'm British and I'm going to Tenerife. Australia.
That's not a surprise, is it?
No.
Okay.
Easily favourite country. Spent a lot of time there and just fell in love with it. It's a wicked country. It's really laid back and beautiful, and it's got lots of nature going on. And it's a thriving country at the moment. So I went there at just the right time, and I'll happily go back.
My favourite country is. This is a tough one because I have a few, but I would say I feel most at home in Thailand, but my favourite country is Burma. The experience I had in Burma 5 years ago was just out of this world. The people are the friendliest people on the planet. The country is just stunning. The culture, the history, it was just a mind-blowing experience.
Is it still called Burma?
Well, it's called Myanmar is the official name, but the country and the people are called Burmese. You would say they speak the Burmese language, not Myanmarese. And everyone I spoke to, I spent a lot of time with local people in Burma, and they refer to it as Burma as well. My grandfather's from Burma, and I've just been brought up to say Burma.
Australia.
Is your answer to everything just going to be Australia?
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's where it is. It's where I spent most of my time because I worked. We didn't go on many holidays when I was little, so yeah, Australia is where I spent most of my time away from home. Yeah.
Mine would be Thailand. That's where I've got the most stamps for being in and out.
Yeah.
When I was travelling around, I've been a couple of times backpacking Southeast Asia. So Bangkok is kind of the hub, and I love the country. So yeah, Thailand.
Melbourne.
This is going to be a really boring travel video.
We'll
Raj
send this
only
to,
cares about Australia.
We'll send this to like Australia tourism. Visit Victoria, I think they're called.
No, you're their biggest fan.
Their biggest fan. Again, I spent loads of time there, fell in love with it. It's the closest thing, or the closest place in Australia to Europe. It's got a really European feel to it with the
closest as in style, not
style. Yeah, not no.
Because it's really far away still.
Culturally,
okay.
you know, there's like lanes and arcades in the middle of the town, and coffee shops and little boutiques. Very European cuisine. It's a really cool place, and surrounded by nature again. Very cosmopolitan people. I would happily move back there if it wasn't the most expensive place in the world to live at the moment.
Well, I've got three. Am I allowed three?
No.
Oh. Well, it's either London, Barcelona or Paris. I'm going to say Barcelona. But Barcelona was the first city I arrived in on my own, and it just blew my mind. There was just this moment when I came out of the metro, and I came out on Les Ramblas and looked to the right, and there was a Gaudi building, and I was just like, wow, this is just something else. And I spent a few days there and fell in love. Loved it.
Oh, it was cool. Never been.
Yeah, I recommend Barcelona.
Soddle.
I don't think you can say that on YouTube, can you?
Very little. I'll do the bare minimum. Maybe like an A4 sheet full of just contacts, maybe hostels or hotels, a couple of things that I know I want to do when I get there, but then that'll be it.
See, I'm a bit different. See, I like to do research. I think that's the academic in me anyway. I love researching and planning, but it doesn't mean I wouldn't just go with the flow like you. So I like to get guidebooks, and I'll go on the internet and research a place, and maybe ask on Twitter if there are any recommendations, because yeah, it's great to arrive somewhere, but what if you miss out on something awesome because you didn't stumble upon it? So I like to have an idea of what's great about an area, and then more than likely I will end up getting distracted and going with the flow. So I kind of do a bit of both, but I do plan before I go.
I get that. I mean, I might look at what the top 10 things to do in an area is, but wouldn't necessarily say, right, on Monday I'm going to do this landmark, and then I'm going to go do that tour, and then by 7 o'clock I'm going to be back at this place to have dinner, and then there's this show on that evening that I've researched and I bought my ticket to, and then Tuesday is going to be the same sort of thing. It's been at the top of my bucket list for a while, and it is to go to base camp.
Which one?
Go Everest base camp.
Oh, right. It's not the base camp.
It's the base camp.
But there's lots of base
No,
camps.
it's the base camp.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that what everyone would know that as?
Yeah, base camp.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing, but you know, I'm right. I'm under no illusions that I can climb Everest. I'd love to be able to. Maybe one day, but base camp's hard enough. What about you?
Again, am I allowed like 3?
No.
Oh. Okay, I would say, it changes every day. I have a few. Day, I'm going to say Bhutan is top of my travel bucket list. Have you heard about Bhutan?
Yeah, I've heard of Bhutan.
Okay. Every time I mention this to someone, they have no idea where I'm talking about. Bhutan is a tiny country in Southeast Asia. It's up in the Himalayas, and it has generally been fairly cut off from the rest of the world. It's a kind of exclusive country to go and visit. They limit the number of tourists that can go every year because they have a very unique culture. Like I said, they were cut off for years, and I think it was only in the 1970s they kind of came out, so to speak. So it's very expensive to go to, so it's kind of bucket list but dream place to go. I think it's like $3,000 just to get in, to have the tourist visa to visit. But the country looks phenomenal. It looks stunning. So yeah, Bhutan would be on my bucket list.
That sounds cool.
Backpacking around Europe, and I had the Interrail card, and I was very sensible. I always kept my cards separate, my money separate, one in my money belt, some in my purse. Always kept it separate. I was getting an overnight train from Venice to Vienna, and for some reason, I don't know why, on this trip I just put everything into my purse. But all I know is I arrived at Vienna at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, and I didn't have my purse. It had gone, and that was it. Everything, my cards, my backup credit card, my money, everything. Worse, I needed a wee, but I couldn't go for a wee because I was in a train station, and you have to pay to go for a wee in a train station. But I had no money. Of course, the British Embassy is closed on a Sunday, so they had to ring the emergency phone number for me. They then had to get through to my mum, who got through to my granddad, who transferred money to the Western Union. I then had to go and find this Western Union, but it was the day of the Viennese Marathon, so all the public transport was out. So I'm sat on this tram going round and round in circles, going back to the train station, not able to get into town. It was just the worst experience ever, but I've never done something as stupid as that again, so that'll go with me.
New Zealand, when I was doing my bike ride, basically I'd been biking all day, and I thought I was a lot closer to Rotorua than I actually was. It got to about 9 o'clock in the evening, and it was pitch black. I was on a road where there were no road lights. My torch decided to go out, and on one side of me was an exclusive golf course with really high fences that I couldn't get into, and on the other side of me, the side of the road that I was on, was just a sheer drop into like a massive forest. And I kept riding for about an hour, and I could find absolutely nowhere to pitch a tent. Car finally came past and went straight past me. That was horrible, and I recorded some of this on my camera, but I don't have that footage anymore because I ended up running over the camera. But
But that's another story.
But I was devastated. I was really scared because it was really dark. Because in the middle of nowhere, and me being me, winging it, I had no map. So I was just looking. I was on this Rotorua, and I almost started crying because I couldn't do anything. I was in pain, and no one was coming to save me. Eventually, a police officer who was off duty, going to Rotorua with his family, stopped. And they took me in, they got me set up in a hostel, and everything was alright, but at that minute I was so scared and just lost for what to do. That was pretty bad. Pretty bad. A good set of headphones, buff. I wrote a blog post about it recently, little bits of fabric that have loads and loads of uses.
A girlfriend? That's a travel essential. No?
No. For me, it would be a little ball, like a rugby ball or a football. I found I made a lot of friends having a rugby ball.
Okay, my top 3 travel essentials are a sarong, because you can use it for so many things. It's a blanket, it's a pillow, it's a cover-up, it's a curtain. When you're backpacking, you can use a sarong for so many things. A backup credit card, so that if you do lose your money and you have sensibly kept it somewhere else in your backpack, you have backup money or access to backup credit. Alcohol gel, like the Carex stuff to keep your hands clean.
Yeah.
If there is no water or soap, you can keep your hands sanitized. Okay, now it's time for the quick fire round. Are you ready?
Yep.
Beach or snow?
Snow.
Beach. Hostel or hotel?
Hostel.
Hotel. Northern or southern hemisphere?
Northern.
Northern. Backpack or suitcase?
Backpack.
Backpack, but only if it's like a suitcase with wheels. Sunglasses or hat?
Hat.
Sunglasses. Window seat or aisle?
Aisle.
Window seat. That works well. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee. Boots or flip-flops?
Boots.
Flip-flops. Street food or restaurant?
Street food.
Street food.
Hey.
Yay. Taxi or tuk-tuk?
Tuk-tuk.
Taxi.
Fancy pant.
Planet or wing it?
Wing it.
Planet. So we're pretty much opposites on everything. Except
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
Okay, that's enough for us. Thank you for joining us for the travel tag, and we shall see you very soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay rad!